This is Gemara Sanhedrin, the Daf Yomi Clear, and as we pick it up halfway down the wide lines in Unchesem and Beis, we like all the learning to be an incredible zchus rafua shlema for Tinok ben Miriam Ahuva b'seich sha'ar Chayei Yisrael. We pick it up halfway down the wide lines in Unchesem and Beis. Magbia Avdoi Shabbos Simin, again bringing us back to the world of the Simanim, the critical importance of remembering our Gemara. But Amar Reish Lakish says Reish Lakish is going to be three halachos of Reish Lakish, and we'll see by halacha number 3 what it has to do with our story, which is going to be the one about the Ben Noach. But din number 1, Magbia Yadoi Al Chaveiroi. If someone picks up his hand against his friend, even if you didn't hit him, Nick Rasha. Shenemar, the famous story, Vayomer Rasha says, Moshe Rabbeinu, Lama Sakariyacha. Lama Hikiso Loinamar. It doesn't say, why did you hit? Lamar Saka. Why will you hit? Even if you didn't hit him yet, Nikra Rasha did number 1. Amar Zira, Amar Rav Chanina, on that detail, they explain Nikra Chayte. Not only is he called a Rashi, he's called a Chayte, a sinner. Shene'amar, Emloi Lakachti B'chazaka, Uksev Aticha Tasen Rim Gedayla Me'oi, Ravuna Amar, Tixas Yada, his hand should be cut off, Shene'amar Zreya Ramati Shaver, Ravuna cuts Yada. Ravuna cut off the hand of someone who's always hitting people, taking matters in his own hands. Rav Lazar, Amar Ein Lo Takana, says Rav Lazar, there's no Takana, Ella Kfura. The only remedy about someone who hits another person is literally to bury him. Shenamar, as the pasuk says, Vishzareya Lo Haaretz, sims the ground. The ground is given. Who needs to go into the ground is Bali Israelis. Those with force, those that are hitting people, that is din number 1 of Reish Lakish. V'amar Reish Lakish din number 2. What is the meaning of the pasuk? Oivir admasoi yisba lechem. When it works, his hands will be satisfied by the lechem, the bread, and ma'isa adam atzmei ke'eved la'adama. Someone makes himself like a servant to the land, yisba lechem, will be satisfied with bread, meaning his crop will be successful. V'im lav lo yisba lechem. V'amar Reish Lakish din number 3, which is going to circle back around to our topic, akum sheshavas chayim misa. If a guy keeps Shabbos, he's chayim misa, shenemar v'yom v'layla lo yishbaisu. V'amar mar azhara shela hen zuhi misasan. A warning of theirs is sufficient for their death. Amar Ravina afilu sheinu b'Shabbos, says Ravina, even if he'd stopped working on a Monday, it wasn't even Shabbos. But doesn't only mean if he stopped working because it's Shabbos. Even if he stopped working kilu on a Monday, that as well. Says the Gemara, if this is true, if this is so fundamental that a guy is not allowed to keep Shabbos, why is it not included? Asked the Gemara. Amidst one of the 7 mitzvahs, the negative commandments, come by say, Loi ka chashiv. And with that, we turn over to Nun Tes Amid Aleph. Says the Gemara, asking on this last yin that we only say Shev al Tases, but not Kumba says. Ask the Gemara, but wait, V'adinim Kumba Sehu. But dinim, civil laws, and Kumba Sehu, v'kachashim, we count them. Kumba say, says the Gemara, V'Shev al Tasen Inu, it requires both. It's both a positive commandment and as well a negative commandment. Continues the Gemara on the topic of avodas kachavim kayim amrav yechon akim shoisik batoira chayiv misa shenemar toira tziva lanu. Moshe is a what? My Rasha lanu, my Rasha v'loi lahem. It's our inheritance, not a guy's. You can't teach a guy Torah. Says the Gemara, but wait, says the Gemara, mandam or my Rasha, the one says be an inheritance. Migzal, cause Gazula. The reason is, If a guy learns Torah, he's stealing. So in stealing is one of the Zayin mitzvahs. Mandamar mi'urasa, that's a marriage. Dina kenaira murasa, tibiskila, that a guy will get killed for keeping. Ask the Gemara, Meisvei, Ayramei, Aymiminayin, Tavilu Akom, Ve'oiseg Ba'Torah, Shukin Goyin Gadol. It's a good thing, Rabbi Meir says, Shenamar, Sheyasa Adam Isama Adam V'chai Bahem, Kanal Vivi Yisraelim, like Namar, Eloho Adam, a man. Holamatzo, what do we learn? Tafilu Akom. Ve'oiseg Ba'Torah, Reukin Goyin Gadol. So says the Gemara, we see that it's a beautiful thing. Answers the Gemara, Hasam, incredible din. Bisheva mitzvahs didu, a guy keeping his Zayin mitzvahs. He is on the level of a Kohen Gadol. You got to do a lesson in one's own tafkid, and you do your tafkid. It's as if you fulfilled everything. Says the Gemara, Rav Chanina ben Gamliel, we're at the 2 dots, 15 lines down, adding on more mitzvahs to the Shivas mitzvahs b'nei Noach. Tanu Rabbanan, says the Gemara, Achbasar ben Avshay damai, lo yisaychelu, flesh with the soul, you cannot eat tever minachai. Rav Chanina ben Gamliel, Leimer, Afadam minachai. My time of Rav Chanina ben Gamliel, Kari Bey, Basar ben Avshay, lo yisaychel damai, ben Avshay, lo yisaychel. Rabbanan, Hula Mishay Shiratzu Dasa to eat creepy crawlies. But similarly, we find Rachazak Levuti Achol Adam, Ki Adam, Hu Hanefesh, the blood is the life. Says Rabbanan and the Tanakama, what do they say? Says the Gemara, Ahul Adam HaKaza, it says, Ba'asum Adam Neshama, that actually Dam HaKaza, that Neshama is connected to Hu Dasa. Says the Gemara, Lama Li, what is the reason that we need Lemichta b'nei Noach? If both Yidden and Goyim alike are included in this din of Abram and Achai, of Dam and Achai, why do we have to write specifically by b'nei Noach? V'lam Li Lemishnei b'Sinai. And furthermore, why do it have to be repeated by Har Sinai? Again, incredible Siyat D'Shmaya, one Erev Kavos HaTorah. And the Erev Shabbos Yisrael, to have mention of Har Sinai. Says Merkaviyos Rechanina, Darviyos Rechanina, Kol Mitzvah Shenemra, L'bnei Noach, V'nishnis B'Sinai, L'zel L'zen Emra. L'bnei Noach, V'loi Nishnis B'Sinai. But if it was to B'nei Noach and it wasn't repeated, then what? L'bnei Noach, V'loi Nishnis B'Sinai, L'Yisrael Nemra, V'loi L'bnei Noach. V'anu, in Lanu. And what are we left with? We are left with, says the Gemara, L'gid Anashe, V'alima de Rav Yehuda, according to Rav Yehuda. This is the Maisa with Yaakov Avinu getting hit in the Gid Anashe. So we see that what? That the Isser of eating a live animal is repeated at Har Sinai, and therefore it follows the rules. That doesn't only apply to Yid, it also applies to B'nei Noach. Amar Mar, says the Gemara, but wait! Medinishis B'Sinai, asks the Gemara Misvara, that should be Dafka L'Yisrael Nemra. V'loi L'Bnei Noach. Answers the Gemara, Medisni Avos Chavim B'Sinai. The Isra for the Zar is repeated at Har Sinai, Vashchan Ta'anish Akom Aliyeh, and Goyim Rapanishit Shemina, that at Sinai L'Zeh L'Zeh Nemra. Says the Gemara, L'Bnei Noach L'Nishtis, L'Bnei Noach, L'Nishtis B'Sinai Yisrael Nemra, V'loi L'Bnei Noach. Something's giving over to Bnei Noach and it's not repeated, then it's only relevant to Yidden. As for Adrabah, but L'Nishtis B'Sinai, if it wasn't to Har Sinai, L'Bnei Noach Nemra, V'loi L'Yisrael, it should be Davka to Bnei Noach. Answers the Gemara, Lekam, Midam the Yisrael Shari Lakum Aser. It's nothing that a Yid is mutter and Aser for a Bnei Noach. Says the Gemara, V'loi, really? Vari Yifas Toyar, what about Yifas Toyar? The Yidin can marry and Goyim cannot. Misham Delav B'nei Kivosh Ninu. It's a technical detail because the Goyim are B'nei Kivosh, that's why. Vari Pachas Misham Pruta, there is no Isser Geneva. Hasa Misham Delav B'nei Mechilin Ninu, that's why Goyim are included in stealing even Pachas Mishava Pruta. The very bottom of Dasav and Aleph says the Gemara, Kol mitzvah. Shenem l'bnei Noach v'nishnas b'sinai l'zeh Nemra, the first din of the Brisa. So as we turn over to Nun Tesem and Beis, says the Gemara, wait. Vare Mila, what about the din of bris Mila? That what? Shenemra, Lebnei Noach, Tchsev, says the Pasuk Vatas Bris Dishmar, and finishes B'Shina, Yibiyam Hashmini Yimol. So ask the Gemara, L'chayra, they should fall into the category of being Shaykh to both. Says the Gemara, Li Yisrael. Excuse me, B'yayim Hashmini Yimol. The Yisrael Namra of Eloi B'nei Nach is part of the Kasha. Answers Gemara, Holy Mishrei Shabbos Udas. So that pasuk is coming to permit doing bris milah on Shabbos. That what B'yayim Afilu B'Shabbos. Or a prayer of Rivya. Shenamra B'nei Shenamra. What about Brewer Vu? Shanav Liminei Noach, Tchsev Ate Brewer Vu, and yet finishes with Sinai, repeated our Sinai. That what? Lechamer Lahem, Shulachem Lo Alechem. Go return back to your tents, the Yisrael number of Lo Liminei Noach. Says the Gemara, so we see there's a special dictum to Klal Yisrael. Brewer Vu, and not to Bnei Noach. Answers the Gemara, Ha-ho, Ulachol Davar Sheveminyan. Sarach Minyan Acher La'atiro. Also, let's give it to teach us the din that once something is said in stone, you need a greater bezdin to overturn it. Ihachi asks the Gemara if this is true. Says the Gemara, every din of the Bnei Noach was repeated by Har Sinai for a certain detail. So ask the Gemara, the Bnei Noach should not be included. Hachi kamar azhara midar. The azhara had to repeat to Misni by Lama Ali and has to repeat it to me, but again, you will still be within the regular Isser. Says the Gemara, excuse me, Ve'in Layela, good Hanasha Bilvat. Says the Gemara that we just said that Bris Milah, Pru Vu are not considered Nishtis Bar Sinai. Ask the Gemara, I'll leave it to Rav Yehuda. Hani nami lo yisni. Says the Gemara, according to Rav Yehuda, these as well are not listed. Answers the Gemara, Hani isti l'sham milsa ba'amal. They repeated for something else. Hala isti klal, whereas these dinim were not listed at all. Iba yisema another pshat. Ema mila meikar l'Avram udikam hazir le'rachman Avram Avinu was the one that received bris milah. V'ata es brizi tishmar, says the Torah on the first line. Ata you v'zarech and your offspring zacharech l'zeresam. Ata v'zarech in shachrina lo'i. So what do we see? That you and your children are included, but in the shachrina b'nei Noach, who are not considered Avram Avinu's descendants, were not included in the din of bris milah. Elamei, I have to ask Gemara, Bnei Yisrael l'chayva, Bnei Yisrael should be included. Give Yitzchak l'chazara. Bnei Esav l'chayva, he says the Gemara. No, Bnei Esav should be chayiv because Esav was the son of Yitzchak Avinu. Says Gemara, Yitzchak v'loi kol Yitzchak, be Yitzchak and not all of them. Maskel Aravayishi Elamei ata Bnei Keturah loy l'chayv. The Bnei Keturah should not be chayiv a bris milah. On the fourth line, Amar Rav Yosi Bar Avinu Yidem Rav Yosi Bar Chanina Esbisi Afer the rabbis comes to include Bnei Keturah. Amar Rav Yidem Rav Adam Rishal Yutuloi Basar Lachili was not allowed to eat meat. Except Lachem Yalach Lo Lechol Chayes Haaretz Lo Chayes Haaretz Lachem Shabav Bnei Noach Hitulem was Mekel them Shnamar Kerik Esav Nosati Lachem as Kol as Kol that they got everything Yachol. Lo yeheivim and achayna. Yiboy tamlamer ach kol ach baser benafshay damer lo sechel yachal af l'shratzim tamlamer ach. Umay Talmuda says Gemara, how do we see that these insects are excluded? Rav Huna damai, it's blood. Misha damai chalik mi b'sari yatsu shratzim sheinem chalik mi b'sarim. B'sarai that shratzim are excluded because their dam is intrinsic to their flesh. We'll stop from here. Pick it up from here. B'siyata dishmaya.